What if you were sentenced to death, only to be spared at the very last second? How would that moment redefine the way you see life? Fyodor Dostoevsky, one of the greatest literary minds in history, faced exactly this. But his life wasn't just about surviving death. It was about turning agony, guilt, and human contradiction into some of the most powerful stories ever told. Born in 1821, Dostoevsky's journey from an elite schoolboy to a Siberian prisoner and eventually a master of philosophy and literature is a tale as gripping as his novels. Through him, we learn that suffering isn't a problem to solve, it's the key to understanding the human soul. Raised in a devout Orthodox Christian household, Dostoevsky's faith only deepened with time, becoming a cornerstone of his philosophical and literary explorations. At the age of 12, he was sent away to school, first in Moscow and later in St. Petersburg. Though he received a quality education, Dostoevsky often felt out of place among his more aristocratic classmates, a sense of alienation that would echo in his works. Tragedy struck while Dostoevsky was still at school. His father died under mysterious circumstances, possibly murdered by his own serfs. This traumatic event added layers of complexity to Dostoevsky's psychological and philosophical musings. After graduating, he briefly worked as an engineer, but his passion for literature soon took over. However, his life took a darker turn when he became addicted to gambling, a habit that plagued him for years and heavily influenced his writing. In his late 20s, Dostoevsky became involved with a group of radical intellectuals. Though his involvement was tangential, the government's crackdown on dissent led to his arrest and sentencing to death. In a harrowing twist, he was spared at the last moment and sent to Siberia for 4 years of grueling forced labor. This experience profoundly transformed him, intensifying his faith and sharpening his insights into human nature. Emerging from Siberia, Dostoevsky began to write the masterpieces that would define his legacy. His works, characterized by their dark and complex narratives, reveal profound insights into human suffering, morality, and the struggle for redemption. Through his writing, Dostoevsky sought to impart 5 critical lessons about life and the human condition. Happiness is elusive. Dostoevsky's Notes from the Underground introduces us to a deeply flawed protagonist, a retired civil servant who is bitter, inconsistent, and perpetually unhappy. This character embodies a fundamental truth about humanity. While we seek happiness, we often sabotage ourselves. Dostoevsky challenges the notion of progress, arguing that suffering is an inherent part of the human experience. In a world obsessed with improvement, whether through technological advancements, political reforms, or personal achievements, Dostoevsky's perspective is a sobering reminder. Eliminating one source of suffering often gives rise to another. For instance, while eradicating poverty might address material woes, it could usher in existential crises like boredom or envy. In his view, our nature ensures that suffering will always find a way to manifest. The complexity of human nature. Crime and Punishment tells the story of Rodion Raskolnikov, an impoverished intellectual who murders a pawnbroker, rationalizing his act as a step toward greatness. Raskolnikov's journey is not merely about his crime, but his inner turmoil and eventual realization of his true nature. Despite his initial belief in his cold-blooded rationality, he is overwhelmed by guilt and remorse. Dostoevsky masterfully explores the gap between self-perception and reality. We often believe we know ourselves, but life's trials reveal hidden aspects of our character. Raskolnikov's transformation from a man who sees himself as ruthless to one who recognizes his inherent compassion underscores the complexity of human nature. Dostoevsky's genius lies in showing that even those who commit heinous acts are not beyond understanding and redemption. The beauty of existence. In The Idiot, Dostoevsky draws from his near-death experience before the firing squad. Moments before his expected execution, he was struck by the profound beauty of life. This epiphany inspired the character of Prince Mishkin, a man who embodies innocence and unconditional love. Mishkin's perspective, shaped by a deep appreciation for life's simplest joys, offers a striking contrast to societal norms. While others see him as naive or foolish, his worldview challenges us to reevaluate our priorities. Dostoevsky's message is clear. Life's true value lies not in material success or social status, but in the ability to embrace existence with gratitude and wonder. The limitations of ideals. In the Brothers Karamazov, Dostoevsky presents a philosophical parable known as the Grand Inquisitor. This story imagines Christ returning during the height of the Catholic Church's power. Instead of being welcomed, he is arrested by the Grand Inquisitor, who argues that humanity cannot live up to Christ's teachings of purity and love. This tale is not merely a critique of religious institutions, but a broader commentary on human imperfection. Dostoevsky suggests that ideals, whether religious or secular, often demand more from us than we can deliver. Accepting our flawed nature with grace is essential for living a meaningful life. Rather than striving for unattainable perfection, we should focus on understanding and compassion. Redemption through suffering. Central to Dostoevsky's philosophy is the idea that suffering is not merely an obstacle, but a pathway to redemption. His characters often endure immense pain, yet their struggles lead to profound self-discovery and spiritual growth. This belief, rooted in Dostoevsky's Christian faith, emphasizes the transformative power of suffering. For Dostoevsky, acknowledging life's hardships and embracing our limitations can lead to deeper connections with ourselves and others. In a world that often prioritizes superficial happiness, his works remind us of the value of confronting and understanding our inner struggles. Dostoevsky's legacy. Dostoevsky's life and writings offer a counterpoint to modern optimism. In an era that often seeks to eliminate suffering through science, technology, or ideology, his perspective is a poignant reminder of our shared humanity. While his worldview may seem bleak, it is ultimately compassionate. By accepting life's imperfections, we can find meaning and redemption. Dostoevsky's works continue to resonate because they speak to universal truths about the human condition. His exploration of suffering, morality, and redemption challenges us to look beyond surface-level solutions and engage with life's complexities. In doing so, he offers a vision of hope, not in the absence of pain, but in our capacity to grow and connect through it.